When it was close to sunrise to wake up a new day, Lily was out on the pilot house of the SS Stuart Fitzgerald. She was sitting on her chair in front of the radio. She was expecting a call from the Delta about arriving back at the base, to which someone was going to radio her in soon. Lily was writing in her diary she kept with her. She had been writing stuff about it since she joined Delta. She wrote about Captain Feathersword and on how she was going to make him a soldier. But since she was stumped at the moment, none of that was happening at the moment.
Lily, this is Lieutenant Landon calling.
All right, Landon. Lieutenant Lily here. How is the base at Delta? We're planning to head back with a few more recruits within the next day. Lily replied.
Right now, at the base, we have recruited a group of survivors here. They are all very sick with some disease or something. Our doctors are doing tests to see what they're sick with, and they're in isolation until we know what they're sick with. I know that you had plans to have the SS Stuart Fitzgerald return to our base the next day, but due to these circumstances we are facing now, you'll have to stay put for a while.
Okay. For how long would that be? Lily asked.
We don't know yet exactly. Whatever they're sick with, you and your people will have to stay put for a few more days, possibly weeks if it's necessary. Mainly because if these survivors are sick with, or whatever it is contagious, we won't want to risk you or your soldiers to get sick. This is for your safety until we know for sure. I will update you as soon as I hear more from these doctors. We will let you know when your team should be safe to return.
Landon finished his statement on the radio, leaving Lily feeling somewhat relieved that she may have more time to get to Captain Feathersword to like her. As the sun was rising, Captain Feathersword and Wags woke up to have their coffees and breakfast. Since Lily was up before them, she got her breakfast and coffee already. Wags was eating with Captain Feathersword when something popped in the captain's head as he turned to Wags. I'm starting to think that Lily is hiding something in the pilot house. Maybe that's why she doesn't want anyone to go there, Captain Feathersword said. You may be right, Captain. It may have something to do why she doesn't want anyone to see, Wags replied. I wonder what it is. We wouldn't want to sneak in when she's there, so we'll have to do whatever she isn't looking, Captain Feathersword stated. Just as he said that, Minerva walked in with Lily behind her. When you're both finished your breakfast, I got jobs for you two. Wags, you along with Charlie, Sam, and Rudolph are going to go on a supply run with 3 of my experienced soldiers. Captain Feathersword, you and Minerva will go and chop wood in the forest not far from here. And be careful of walkers. They may come across your way, Lily instructed. Wags, to which he hugged the captain. I'll be okay, Wags, me hearty. Just stay safe, Captain Feathersword reassured Wags before leaving with Minerva. Shortly after they left the boat, Captain Feathersword went with Minerva to chop some wood into the forest. When they got there, Minerva taught Captain Feathersword on how to chop the wood, and when he started to do as Minerva said, after chopping at least 3 logs, Minerva decided to strike up a convo while doing their work. How did you sleep? Well, first night with us, Minerva asked. It was all right. It felt new, as if I entered a new life that I've never been in. Wags slept okay too, but he was scared, Captain Feathersword answered. At least it's better than sleeping with one eye open, that's for sure. We do have more people in Delta. They're either at the base or at other places. Lily said that the base is on lockdown due to 6 survivors there. The doctor there think there's some disease that they may have or something, Minerva said. Captain Feathersword chopped a log. Lockdown? So that means we have to stay put here? Captain Feathersword questioned. Yeah, since the survivors are sick, they're in isolation right now. Landon doesn't want us to return to the base. It's for our safety. Because if they have something that's contagious, it won't be good, Minerva explained. Well, that's a valid reason. Why are you being so soft on me, Wags and my pirate crew? Captain Feathersword asked. The reason why is that the case is because since we know the Wiggles, we had a soft spot for them and you because of their music and videos. Minerva replied, I loved them as a kid, and the soldiers said that they have memories of listening to the music and wish that we had their CDs. If there's any of my friends that will find them while supply hunting, we could play them if we're lucky, Captain Feathersword said as he chopped a log. I hope that happens, but you should know something about when I first joined. I was scared of Lily at first, but I eventually got to know her and started to get used to her. She's mentally and emotionally broken since she lost her dad, and that was a couple of years ago, Minerva explained, a bit more of why Lily's acting the way she is. It's a very deep and dark truth, to which I know it isn't easy to swallow, but once you get to know her by staying on her good side, me and Dorian can provide you tips on how to get to know her and stuff. I've had other people scared of her when they first joined, Captain Feathersword questioned. They did, but they grew on her more as they learned from her. She also has breakdowns once in a while. Days whenever she gets really upset that she kind of acts like a kid having a tantrum. She's worse when she's on her period. So my advice is if she's on her period, don't piss her off, Minerva answered. All right, Captain. That should be enough firewood. Let's load them onto the cart, Minerva instructed, as she and Captain Feathersword loaded the logs onto the cart that had a horse attached to it. This firewood would keep us going, Captain Feathersword stated while loading the firewood onto the cart. It sure will. Thanks for your help, Captain, Minerva said, giving the captain a smile. The captain stood beside the horse while Minerva got on the horse's back, and then they slowly headed back to the boat. It was no problem me hearty. Wags and I think there's something with Lily's hiding something in the pilot house. We believe it's why Lily says it's off limits, so I'm considering checking it out when Lily's not looking, Captain Feathersword stated. That's kind of risky there, Captain. You might piss her off if she finds out. If you do go in there, be careful and not get caught by her, Minerva advised. I will, Minerva, Captain Feathersword replied. He had to come up with a plan to sneak into the pilot house without Lily catching him. By the time they arrived back on the boat, Lily was already out, looking for Wags along with the captain's pirate crew. As they got in a bit of a pickle while scouting for supplies, so now was a chance for him to sneak his way to the pilot house. He would have to be careful not to get caught by the other raiders. As soon as they got back on the boat, Captain Feathersword snuck his way past the raiders towards the door of the pilot house. Before he entered the house, he looked around to make sure that no raider was watching him. Once he scanned the room, the coast was clear, so he slowly opened the door to the room behind it. It was unlocked, surprisingly, as if Lily forgot to lock the door. Captain Feathersword quietly entered the room and shut the door behind him. As he was inside the pilot house, it looked as if it was a normal area for someone driving a boat this huge. There was a radio for contacting a military base, controls on how to start and stir the ship. There was even some drawers for things as well. I never knew this pilot house is big. I was expecting it to be small. Well, now that I know I'm in here, let's see if Lily's hiding something. Captain Feathersword checked out the place, and surely something Lily was hiding wouldn't be easy, as if there were barely any places to hide in the pilot house. Within a bit of time of looking around, Captain Feathersword opened up a drawer containing a journal. But it was not just any journal, it was Lily's journal. Normally looking into someone else's journal was inappropriate, but Captain Feathersword wondered if there's something in the journal that could tell him about Lily. He opened up the journal. There wasn't really much during the first 20 pages of just writings about her do's and don'ts and even on how her day was. Useless shit, Captain Feathersword thought, but as he flipped over through the pages, he found some pages that had recently been written and, well, there are some she wrote recently. I bet these will be very useful, Captain Feathersword said as he began to read the recently written pages. Hopefully, he'll get an answer to why Lily is the way she is.
Dear Diary, today I'm writing this report about how things have been with me. I normally don't bring up the past shit that I've done a while ago, but I think this should be an exception. My father died a couple of years ago at St. John's Dairy Farm. He had a bad heart attack that was caused by his heart condition. His stress levels had caused his heart condition to trigger a heart attack. It was during the time when me and my dad and a few others, I called them friends at the time. It was 3 months when the dead started to walk. Those people at St. John's Dairy were lunatics. Dad were crazy. They cut a guy's legs off to feed them to us. If Lee hadn't come down to tell us the truth about them, then I don't know what would have happened from there. Ever since my dad died, I have been broken and mentally and emotionally. I couldn't cope with it at the time, as my dad's death hit me pretty hard on the heart. He was still all I had left after my mother died. She was bitten by one of the walkers and turned into one. My dad had to put a bullet in the brain just to put her out of her misery. I haven't been short-tempered since the dead started walking. Now that I'm a part of the Delta Raider gang, I have been somewhat better. But it doesn't change the way I am. I'm still mentally and emotionally broken. I have lost my temper towards some people, even though I am doing my best to keep my anger when I recruited 3 of Clementine's friends at Erickson boarding school. It was shortly after Marlon was killed by Alvin Jr. We have recruited from the school before, those 2 being Minerva and Sophie. Unfortunately, Minerva killed her sister when she was escaping on the raft. I know she regrets doing that, but sometimes we have to do things that we'll regret doing in life. When Clementine and the rest of her friends attempt to save her friends, I have one of them as my people. Shortly after that happened, the Wiggles, along with their octopus friend, and I have captured them. And Minerva and Dorian had soft spots in their hearts for me. But when Captain Feathersword and his pirate crew, along with Wag, showed up, I was stunned to say the least. Dorothy the dinosaur had brought them to me as they were trying to free their friends from us. However, what Captain Feathersword did was something we will always remember. He told me to take him, his pirate crew and Wags, to be our soldiers, and to let the others go. At first, I didn't want to let the others go, but what Captain Feathersword and his friends did was very brave. I had a special feeling inside my heart about the friendly pirate, but he scared me. I don't know why, but he scared me, and I guess it explains why he didn't want to have dinner with me on his first night here. I'm gonna try and do something else. I just hope he'll like me.
As soon as Captain Feathersword finished reading Lily's recent diary entry, he put the diary away where he found it, so no one would suspect anything. Once he did that, Captain Feathersword left the pirate house and closed the door behind him. He didn't get caught, to which it was a good thing. He headed back towards his bedroom to have lunch in the dining room with Wags. When he walked in, he saw Wags sitting down and waved to him, happy to see his best friend. Captain Feathersword sat across from Wags the dog. "Where were you, Captain?" Wags asked. "Just had to do something. No need to worry, Wags. I'm fine," Captain Feathersword replied, reassuring his friend when Minerva and Dorian came out of the cart with food. "Here's 2 cheeseburgers with homemade fries, ketchup for dipping, sodas for drinks, and fruit salad for dessert," Minerva said, as she and Dorian served the 2 friends lunch. "Where's Lil?" Captain Feathersword was about to ask about Lily, but Dorian then decided to answer his question before he could finish. "Lily? She'll be back from being out to get her lunch. We're keeping it warm for her," Dorian answered. "Thanks, girls," Captain Feathersword replied as Dorian left the room. "You and Wags have a job with me after lunch," Minerva stated. "We'll be feeding the horses their hay, as well as getting the carts cleaned for the next haul." "Okay, sounds good," Wags replied, as Minerva left the dining room. Once Wags and Captain Feathersword were alone, Captain Feathersword looked up at Wags. Now that we're alone, Wags Me Hearty, I want to tell you something. Remember how we were saying that Lily might be hiding something inside the pilot house? Captain Feathersword asked. Yeah, I remember. Are you saying you went in there? Wags asked, questioning his friend. Yes, I did. And from what I do know, she's mentally and emotionally broken. Or unstable, if you want to state it as that. I also did read about what she put in her journal. The pilot house. I know it is wrong for me to read someone else's journal, but I just want to know why she is the way she is. She also wrote that she lost her dad due to his heart condition. It triggered a heart attack years ago. Captain Feathersword answered. Was her dad the only family when the dead started walking? Wags asked. Well, she did, and her dad did have a few members of the first group she was in. They were in a meat locker, and it was a place called St. John's Dairy, where those people were lunatics, and they picked and traded people off as meat, Captain Feathersword explained. So when she joined Delta, she barely had any people to call her friends. So this tells me she's alone. Alone? Do you mean she's lonely most of the time? Wags questioned. Yeah, I think so. I think she's hoping that we could be her friends. But we would have to show her that we can trust her. I'm sure to tell this to my pirate crew. That is, the next time I talk to them. Just as Captain Feathersword said that, the dining room opened up to reveal the pirate crew. Charlie, Sam, and Rudolph walked in. Captain Feathersword! Pirate Charlie exclaimed with joy, hugging Captain Feathersword. Have you been doing okay? Yeah, I've been doing fine okay, Pirate Charlie. How did you freak out of your cells? Captain Feathersword asked. To make a long story short, Lily came to us before she left us to do a mission. She said that the Pirate Charlie had a history of treating sick and injured people. We said that it's true as she helped us in the past, Pirate Sam answered. So me and Sam are going to be workers of the ship, so Lily said we can roam while on the ship, except for the pilot house. I guess she's given us a chance, Pirate Rudolph added. So for the Delta on this ship, I am now referred to as the Doctor. One raider needed stitches on his arm, to which I did that with no problem at all, Pirate Charlie said. That's great to hear. I went inside the pirate house before coming down here, Captain Feathersword stated. This shocked the pirate crew. You went inside the pilot's house? All the pirates asked. Did you get caught? Captain Feathersword? Pirate Charlie asked, still stunned. No, I didn't. But if you could all keep this as a secret as well as Wags the dog, I'll tell you all on what I found inside the pilot house, Captain Feathersword replied, while getting his pirate crew to come closer, so they can listen to what Captain Feathersword found in the pilot house. As soon as Captain Feathersword explained to his pirate crew about the journal inside the pilot house, he also explained that he found some dark secrets about Lily having a temper. She's mentally and emotionally broken, to which explains why they're scared of her. Now we understand. She's lonely and doesn't have that many friends, Pirate Charlie stated. I guess if we want to be her friends, we'll have to stay on her good side, Pirate Sam added. So me, hearties, I won't go inside the pilot house anymore. However, I do want to go in one more time before lights out. Just to see if she writes anything new in her journal. Captain Feathersword said, it's a pretty risky move there, Captain. But we'll keep our lips sealed, though, Wags replied, to which Captain's pirate crew agreed to do the same. Now this is going to be another challenge for Captain Feathersword to do. Is he going to get inside the pilot house while Lily is back on the ship?